Okay, guys. I laid down for a little bit. I was kind of tired of waiting on the storm. And actually, I woke up to some storm. So it's getting pretty windy. And for Florida, this is windy. I don't know exactly what the winds are right this second. I can't tell you. I don't know. I haven't watched an update since I woke up because I wanted this. It was getting kind of dark out, and I wanted to get something out before it did get actually dark and you couldn't see. This is pretty windy for Florida. Our air just literally stands still. It's usually just so hot and muggy and stands completely still. So this is a little bit of wind. The dogs are actually really loving it. They love this kind of weather, and they're playing. If you guys are wondering, that black part is it's like a tarp, or like the weed barrier they put down before you put like gravel and whatnot down. When we moved here, they had that like that. I guess they had started a project and they didn't finish it, and we built actually a fire pit in the back, on the back part there. My husband does pools, so we're gonna fill in a little bit of it with gravel, and then some with this will be like gravel right here around the shed, and then we're gonna do some flower beds in there. We just haven't had, you know how it is, money and time. You got money, you have no time, and you got time, you have no money, so you know how it is. But anyway, there's been a lot of sirens. I'm assuming some of that is accidents. The roads get really slick here when it rains because of the heat and the tar, and people are dumb. So I'm assuming that's what that is. But yeah, you can see we're getting a good bit of wind here. And the rain bands are moving in. I got my guide trying to see if yeah, okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going pee. This is real life here, man. I don't, you know me. It is what it is. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to know what it's looking like, what it's feeling like, what the trees are doing. I'm worried about this tall sucker in my neighbor's yard. That's kind of the big thing, I think, would be trees coming down. With hard rain and wind here, like we have sandy soil. So anything that's like not quite, something so tall and heavy could do some damage. So anyway, we're doing good here in Florida. And so far, no real, I just don't, no real worries. We just, keeping an eye on things. I'm sure my man won't go again to work tomorrow. He does pools, and that's not going to be, you're not going to be doing much tomorrow. So, and I've had no reservations for daycare dogs so far this week, except for the one I have for the nurse that's still locked in. I don't plan to be working much this week either. So I think that's going to be a lot of it for a lot of people like us that are self-employed people and people that just work for a living. A lot of people aren't going to be working this week. So people that normally, don't, are going to be struggling. I'm good for a week, maybe two. I'm not as close to paycheck. I'm literally paycheck to paycheck like everybody else, but I'm just saying I probably have a week or two in the bank maybe. And of course I have plenty of food and water and all that. So I just hope this doesn't hurt us any further. I think a lot of people live on the edge like that. If you have 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, whatever, you start really hurting. So, I worry about that a little bit. But you know what? It's in God's hands, and He's never let me starve. I've been all over the place, and I've been divorced with nothing. I've been married with nothing. I've had no electricity. I've lived through a lot. And He's never let me starve, and I doubt He lets me starve today. Although I might look like I'm starving most of the time. I do eat. I'm like a whippet. I have very high energy and very high metabolism. I think if I quit smoking, I would gain weight. And when I was in the pokey, I gained some weight. I had some love handles. A little bit too much commissary. My mom was good about that. She wouldn't bail me out. She'd give me some commissary. Maybe too much info. I don't know. I'm real. I love you guys. I hope everybody stays safe and is just very careful during this storm. This is a time to be like extra vigilant with things. You know, if you're driving on the road, be careful. I don't really think you're supposed to be on the road right here, right now, but that doesn't mean people won't do that. So I would never leave my house during this storm. Like if the flooding happens, I'm getting on my roof. Like I'm not leaving my house. I've seen too many videos of people who got in their cars to leave their house in the middle of the storm. Look at Asher. That's Asher on the ground. He's like, oh, mommy, this feels so great. I love my yard. He's only had a yard for about 3 or 4 months, and he is older, so he really appreciates it. Like, he knows. I don't know. He's more than the others. He knows that this has been such a blessing for him to have an actual yard. And, yes, they're tearing up that weed barrier. I mean, what are you going to do? I haven't had the money to really cover it, and I have dogs. You know what I mean? And they tear shit up. My man comes home every night to, this is why this is all dirt. They dig holes, and my man comes home every single night and tries to fill them. And I'm like, honey, you're not, you know, you're up against a battle here. And he says, yeah, but you're going to step in it and break your hip. He's teasing, you know, I'm old. It is what it is. He's a little younger than me, so I'm going to break a hip in one of these holes, I'm thinking. So anyway, guys, I love you. You all have a great night, and I will update again if it gets a little bit, if it gets worse, I'll let you know. Everybody in the upper parts of Florida, Jacksonville, in the Panhandle, up, you know, around the Georgia, Atlanta, the South Carolinas. My sister-in-law, I have a sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, still love her. You get divorced, you don't not love the family anymore after 20 years. She's really sick with cancer and getting treatments in South Carolina, and her husband is a Marine, or was a Marine until he retired. So is mine. I worry about her trying to get out or leave during this time. She's so sick with treatments, cancer treatments. They're poisoning her more. I've tried to get her to go natural. She will not do it. She believes in those doctors in that Marine Corps hospital. Oh, my God. Anyway, guys, I love you so much, and I appreciate everyone. And everybody have a great night, okay? I'll be back.